This week on America's Outdoor Journal, we visit Central Oregon, where we drift the lower Deschutes River. This majestic section of the river begins its 100-mile journey a few miles upstream of the Highway 26 bridge at Warm Springs, Oregon. From Warm Springs down to Whitehorse Rapids, there are about 3,500 trout per mile. This is canyon country, with huge cliffs and basalt flows thousands of years old. Deer, quail, duck, beaver, and of course the amazing variety of fish are all plentiful here. America's Outdoor Journal is brought to you by Fred Meyer. Save time, money, and gas with Fred Meyer. Our journey begins in the Pacific Northwest in Sisters, Oregon, where our host Mike Myers of Caddis Systems and his guest Jeremy Walker meet up with Dan Anthem. Dan is a pro guide at the Fly Fisher's Place, which offers over 40 different trip options. They have something for everyone who's interested in fly fishing and the right gear for each adventure. Today we'll focus their experience to guide us down the lower Deschutes River. Our launch point is just a short drive north of Sisters outside of Madras, Oregon. While Dan prepped the boat, Mike adjusted the boots on his Northern Guide Caddis waders. Oh, and Trout kept a good eye on everyone. Finally, it was time to do some fishing.
Hop in the water, 2 feet over. Yeah, you put that little loop there. It just lets that drift stay over there and not pull towards us this way.
Okay, you're not worried about
Nope.
bumping that thing on the early part of it because the fly's not down anyway, right?
Exactly. I'm just trying to get the best possible drift.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that was a good fish.
What you always want to consider is where's this fly going to go, right?
Yeah.
So line maintenance, fly control, it's important that you do throughout the day. A roll cast downriver will keep your flies up and off the bottom, okay? If I pull my fly up here, drop it in the water, and let it start floating down, my flies are gonna get hung up. So a roll cast will keep me out and away from the bottom.
Okay.
Once I get a length that I'm comfortable using, I'm going to start with what we call a water tension cast. Starts with your rod tip being down at the bottom. You're lifting it up. As soon as I start to lift this rod, it bends. You see that? Transfer that bent energy out through the cast. This is basically a roll cast, lifting the rod tip up high, bringing my elbow up, and then driving out a forward stroke, okay? The next thing we need to do is once we're out there is make a mend on the line.
Yep.
Now I've got line drifting behind the indicator, and the last thing I need to do is increase the drift. There.
Yep, that's a fish. Yep.
Love these guys. So the mountain whitefish, he gets a bad rap, but it's actually a fun fish to catch.
Yeah.
And it's part of the salmonid family. So it's related to the trout, it's related to steelhead.
Really?
They're all in the same adipose finned family.
Huh.
So it's this fin right here that defines it to be part of the salmonid family. Right here, this guy. Beautiful little fish.
We'll be right back with more from the Lower Deschutes River after a word from our sponsors. Trout keeps a watchful eye as we float toward our next stop.
Lift that rod tip higher, then make the mend. Your cast is fine, your length is fine, all of that looks good. You know, if you want to go further, do the roll cast. Bring that rod tip back, slide that line, and then fire it forward. Once we're here, we're waiting, now it's across from me, now I'm up high, there's my mend.
Okay.
I could even stack some line towards it. Now I'm drifting exactly where I want to be, where the fish usually are hanging, right on that drop-off end. And a slow set down, quick set rather, low to the water. These little pops just allow you to get that longer drift without moving it this way. Under.
Just a little bit of guy, I think.
What's that?
The rainbow trout is a species of salmonid native to the tributaries of the Pacific Ocean in Asia and North America. Looks like someone else was interested in our fish.
Go. There you go. Let him go. Remind me to get that reel fixed for you. And then to get him out of that current, just lay your rod tip over towards me. And he'll slide this way. Just angle that rod tip towards me. There you go. Looks like maybe a whitefish?
No, yeah, you're right. They're fun.
The mountain whitefish is the most widely distributed salmonid fish of western North America. Although once important in the subsistence fisheries of some Native American peoples, this species has become less available in modern times, possibly due to overharvesting.
I think just a little guy. Oh, no, that's not a little guy at all.
Yeah, that's a nice rainbow. So just angle towards the trees here on this side and he'll come into the calmer water. Don't hold back on him. Yeah,
I'm not. I'm just... Oh, no. That's good fish.
Now that's a red set.
That'd be a beauty. I like that fish.
Yeah, that's a great fish.
Is that a pretty typical, decent fish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This would be what I'd say would be closer to the average for the Deschutes. Every year it changes a little bit as the growth changes, as their food source changes, as the flows change. You know, this is a tailwater fishery, so it's adjusted by at a dam, and you know they're figuring out what they want to do with flows and whatnot for future steelhead. So everybody downstream gets affected. So sometimes these guys are a little bigger, sometimes they're a little smaller, but
that's a beautiful fish.
This would be an average size red side.
That'd be a beauty.
So you're getting line out, all of that's good. If we got it out quicker, you'd be taking pressure off the indicator, off the flies, they'd be going down. Try throwing a line right at it, and then pull away from what you just threw and do it again. And pull away from that and do it again. And that way you're not bumping it each time you try to work line out. He's right here. It's a big fish, whatever it is. I think it's a big bull trout.
He's too close to me?
Yeah, he's right here. Drop it. Lift. Drop, good.
Oh, I see him right there. I almost went right over him, didn't I?
Yeah. It's out this way now. He's darker, whatever it is. I'm not sure if it's a bull trout or just a darker red side.
The Deschutes River is home to a unique wild and native strain of rainbow trout, known locally as red sides due to the brilliant red stripe on their sides. They average 13 to 18 inches. Fly fishermen come from around the world to experience the thrill of this hard-fighting fish. We'll be right back with more from the Lower Deschutes River after a word from our sponsors. The Lower Deschutes River is one of the premier fly fishing rivers in the Pacific Northwest. Guided drift boat trips by the Fly Fishers Place range from 1 to 3 day excursions. Most of their one-day trips, like you're seeing here, start at Warm Springs and end at Trout Creek, drifting 10 river miles. Multi-day trips can range from 10 to 43 miles and can be arranged March through December. This is the premier trip for those fishing in Oregon.
Well, somebody must have a road that actually works to get down here.
Yeah, well, they have a caretaker.
Yeah.
They have a green light and a red light at the top of the hill. So green light means you can proceed down. If it's red, you gotta stop and wait till whoever's coming up is there.
It's one-lane road. Yeah.
One way, yeah. Huh. So I've heard. I've never actually been over there. Hi, new fly. This is a spinner. It's a small mayfly that it's at the end of its life cycle is what this imitates, and basically it's imitating kind of a PMD, a pale morning dun is what we would call it. And as this fly, as it dies, it gets a rusty color. But when it's emerging, it's actually in a yellow, kind of a brighter yellow.
I don't know that he's actually hitting it. I mean, yeah, I saw him again. He's coming right over the top of me again.
There
we go.
He shoots, he scores!
Little guys decided to put on a show here.
Thanks, amigo.
Might not be as small a fish as I thought.
Yeah, even the smaller fish on the Deschutes, just the way they're built, they put up a good fight.
He's coming at me now.
Angle him away. Yep. Keep him away. There you go. And then watch out for your snags here. Yep. Nice fish.
Oh yeah. That was fun fish. Those look good fish. Nice fat fish. Look at the thing. What a great fish for me.
Whoa. He's got like this little nubule fin. See this?
Huh.
Oh yeah. Maybe he got nicked by somebody at some point.
Well, they fight like a little bugger.
What do you think? You found a fish. What do you think, bud? Excited? Excited? You want to say hi? Say hi to the fish. This is my dog Trout. Trout's what, 7 years old now? Almost 7. He's my fishing companion. He's been with me since he was a puppy. I was doing fisheries biology work when I first got him, and got to train him on the river, and he's been with me ever since. Say, I love you. I love you.
Well, it almost sounds like I love you.
I love you. Come here.
Just slowly gather it and then...
Yeah, because you're stripping it in, you're keeping tension, so any kind of resistance when you're bringing that fly back, you'll feel that weight on the line.
Yeah.
And if you slowly lift rather than hard lift into a cast, you'll feel it, because as you lift the cast, you can accelerate into your casting stroke and then deliver.
We'll be right back with more from the Lower Deschutes River after a word from our sponsors.
Yeah.
Let's walk up a little higher.
I'm not getting it out there where the fish are, though, am I?
That's all right. That's working in the spot. There we go. What were you saying?
Yeah, right. Got a jumper. Little bitty guy. He's a lively little guy. That net sure doesn't damage him at all, does it?
No, I like the fact that it's rubber.
Yeah.
The old nylon nets, they do the worst of the damage.
Mm-hmm.
They rip the scales off, and these rubber nets are just soft and very very easy on the fish.
Mm-hmm. You okay?
Yeah. Is that a rainbow? if you let that drift down there, there's a good chance it'll hang up on its way down.
Okay.
So always shoot it with a roll cast down river. That's about
Okay.
line control, line maintenance. So then I'm just doing that and I'm pulling line out.
Okay.
I'm doing that.
Okay.
And then if it goes under, I'm setting down river.
Okay.
Watching it, and setting down river.
Okay.
Okay?
Got it.
Try right in here. There you go. Perfect.
A little bit.
Setting down river, setting down river. Low. Underneath the trees.
Ooh.
There you go. Perfect. And then when you get it down below you, don't wait too long because it will hang up. Big boulders and stuff eat the flies. Great. Downriver, nice. Under. So try to lift that rod tip up as you starting that first mend. That way you get that line closer to that indicator.
Okay.
Raise it up. That's better. Yep, exactly. Big one. Let him run. Nice.
Little bitty guy.
It's estimated about 3,000 fish per square mile on this river. Today we're primarily focused on trout, the red side rainbow trout, but there's also mountain whitefish mixed into the pod. There's some yellow-bellied suckers and occasional squawfish. Today we've caught some red sides and bull trout. You know, everybody offers something to me as an instructor and a guide, and so I learned something, and I learned stuff about different styles, and of course everyone's always sharing stories, so you know, you learn something about, you know, them in a more intimate way. You know, I've been fortunate to be a part of many first-time experiences on the river, and unfortunately, but fortunately too, a lot of last-time experiences. So you know, that's kind of a hard thing to deal with when you got a guy who's in his later years and he's saying, Dan, you know, this is going to be the last time I'll see you this year, maybe ever. And then comes around at the end of the season where you don't get to see him again. But I feel fortunate to have that opportunity to build that rapport with some guests and get to see them year after year and get to meet their grandsons and you know, watch their children grow up too. It's very rewarding in that regard.
Dan, it's been great. I
My
really
pleasure.
enjoyed it.
My pleasure. Glad to have you.
You're a
Anytime.
professional.
Come on back anytime.
Okay.
I love you.